A very good evening to you. Welcome to the Situation Room live on mainland 98.3 FM. Today is Thursday, and today is also the 27th day of the month of February 2025. It looks like yesterday, when we got into the new year, and we're just trying to find our balance, trying to see how far. How many days will be added to January 2025, but it looks like that was one of the quickest or the fastest January we've had in a long time. And we're here in February. We've moved from Happy New Year to Happy New Month, and then in the next couple of days, by Saturday, it's going to be the 1st of March. It's going to be another Happy New Month. So that's how fast the year is already running. It looks like the days of the calendar are just quick enough to move into more serious political days, which would get into top gear by 2026. But of course, by then, all of the political parties that want to run or present candidates for the presidency of the Nigerian people would have to run their primaries next year. So it's a big year. I mean, maybe now, governance is still going by the side, or people are already saying, oh, who succeeds so governor that won't be returning to office. For instance, governor here, Lsołyᴏ, Babajide Sanwo-Olu as well, who succeeds him. But the truth is this, and I would always say it: politics is a serious business. I don't know your perspective about the people that are running it here, but politics is a big deal. It's not until you make it a career, actually, but people that are really, into the business of making their people happy, into the business of developing their countries, they understand that it's a serious business. So sometimes when you look at some of the shenanigans that the political class in Nigeria throws at us, or you see certain interviews where somebody comes out to say, the politicians don't exactly fight, they're just entertaining Nigerians, and I'm like, hold up, if I wanted you to entertain me, I won't stay in the sun to vote for you, or to make laws, or to execute laws, or to legislate on my behalf. If I wanted people to make me laugh, I'll wait for basket mount, or probably just wait somewhere. By the way, I saw 광ᴏ somewhere in Ikeja today. It looks so fresh and good. I mean, I'll wait for those people if I want people that can make me laugh. If a politician, you have no business coming out to say Nigerian politicians are not exactly fighting, they're just out there to entertain Nigeria. So when you hear stuff like that, and you ask yourself that the political class in Nigeria, do they genuinely understand what leadership or what governance demands from them? Well, maybe just while the year was about to settle, on the 13th of January, the impeach or the removal of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. But like they always say, they said the proverbial cat is a man with 9 lives. He keeps coming back. Well, the same 13th of January, Lagos State produced the first female Speaker of the State House of Assembly. And of course, it was Right Honorable Lasbat Miranda from Apapa Constituency 1. And when she got into office, first point of visit was to go pay respect and appreciate the Governance Advisory Council in Lagos. She addressed the press. We also played it here. We also had an address from the member representing the Ekpe Constituency 1, Honorable Biodun Tobu, addressing the press after the removal of the Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. And remember, it was Honorable Said Fami from Irepodo Constituency 2 that moved the motion under the matter of importance that raised the motion for the removal of the Speaker. All of these, eventually played out. But since after then, it's been from one tail to the other. Oh, today you hear a rumor that the Speaker will be removed. Tomorrow you hear that Obasa would come back. Next up, you hear different conversation. And it's always been from one issue to the other. And yet again today, the removed Speaker, that's Mudashiru Obasa, stormed the Lagos State House of Assembly today and said, hey, you know what? My removal was unconstitutional. unlawful, so I returned to the house and I still remain the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. And there were also reports that the security details attached with the Speaker, that's Right Honorable Lasbat Miranda, has been removed, and that the security details to Obasa had also been restored, because the videos that we saw of him storming the House of Assembly has quite a lot of security guys with him. And then some members of the House of Assembly, including a member representing Surulere Constituency 1, that Honorable Desmond Elliott, also addressed the press, saying that, hey, they are disappointed with all of the things that are going on in the House of Assembly. They hold on to whatever they had decided on the 13th of January, which is recognizing Madam Speaker. A lot of people have also come out to say that, hey, hold up. The Lagos State Governor is from Lagos Central Senatorial District. The Speaker is also from Lagos Central, Ekpe and Apapa respectively. How do you have the number 1 and number 3 citizen of the state coming from the same senatorial district, when Lagos West, that has the largest number of members in the House, are not even captured? Okay, there are also postulations that the removed Speaker would come back and then voluntarily resign, and then Honorable Lasbat would go back to our role as Deputy Speaker. The names like the member coming from Amuwo Dofio, had also been penned down, or Badagry had also been penned down as the likely Speaker. Well, remember, there was a committee set up headed by the former national chairman of the party, that's the All Progressive Congress, talking about Chief Olusegun Oshoba. A lot of people are waiting for the report of that party. There are also words on the streets that the GAC is divided, that some are in support of the removal of Obasa and the status quo should remain, and that some are also against the status quo, that, hey, you can't remove someone just like that. Hey, you strip him of all the benefits he may have been entitled to if he had resigned as a Speaker. Remember, if he got impeached or removed the way he was removed, he's not going to be entitled to any benefits that the former Speaker deserves. And for somebody that had been Speaker for almost 10 years, remember, Honorable Obasa became member of the House of Assembly in 2003 after being a councillor from 1999 to 2003. And since 2003, 2002 governors, he was the Speaker during the administration of former Governor King, and he's also been the Speaker since the current Governor Sanwo-Olu had been in office. So there's a lot of twists and turns and plot and subplot surrounding the continuous stay or otherwise of Honorable Mudashiru Obasa as the Speaker. Don't forget that his removal as Speaker does not affect his position as the member representing Agege constituency in the Lagos State House of Assembly, because he was voted into the House as a member, not as a Speaker. It is these colleagues that feel, you know what, in every classless society there's always a class. So let us also have you leaders. Let us have you take charge, and let us have you also coordinate things in the House. That was why he was voted to be the Speaker, and that's exactly the tradition everywhere in the world. For every parliamentary system of government, every legislative responsibility, you must have principal officers: the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, the Chief Whip, the Majority Leader, the Minority Leader of the House. These are the principal officers, and the distribution of the principal officers must capture every space in the House of Assembly. Every senatorial district in the House of Assembly must be captured when distributing the principal officers in the House. So there's been a whole lot of issues in Lagos as we speak. And for an House of Assembly that had always been the model, for other houses of assembly, they tell that falling apart. It looks like the center is no longer holding. And then would also move away to the regrouping that is going on in the north, especially. Wow, on Monday, the immediate past governor of Kaduna State and the former FCT minister, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, was on national TV, and boy, oh boy, he gave some form of expose in that he's talked about the fact that the National Security Advisor is planning to be the president in 2031 and is trying to remove any competitor that he could have. Talking about the former chairman of the EFCC, Malam Nuhu Badu. He also talked about the fact that the current governor of Kaduna State, his own political son, his own successor, is no longer his friend because he has sacrificed friendship for patronage. A patronage in whose part we don't know what he's talking about, but he says that for whoever thinks he's not popular should wait till 2027 and they will see it. He also said that he's ready to support a southern candidate against the re-election bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we've also been seeing calls for coalition. There's been meetings upon meetings upon meetings from the former chairman of the All Progressive Congress, that's Abdullah, been meeting different people. How would this affect the second term chances of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? For the first time in 2 years, and yesterday there was also the NEC meeting. Everything went peaceful, and on both occasions, vote of confidence were passed unanimously on the administration and leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, there's been a lot that had gone on in the last 1 week. Mr. Miwademi is here to help us understand some of these things and so much more. By the way, this is the first time he's making a physical appearance in the studio in 2025.
Sure.
Exactly. I've seen you several times, and then okay, maybe it's not time for us to have that conversation, but we'll wait till when the due date comes. Then we'll also tell the world the new development. And I'm so proud of what you've done. I mean, before I met you in 2022, you're someone that I've studied from a distance. I dedicatedly read your contribution, your column in Guardian newspaper, and when I had the opportunity of having you join me every Thursday, I said, hey, I'm also going to be a listener on the show every Thursday, and you've always been a massive blessing to us. So once again, you're welcome. Mr. Miwademi, Lagos is boiling, and this is not a contest of chaos or crisis. The political space in Lagos has been thrown upside down. The president is also holding sway as the leader of the party at the national level, and you'd expect him to be able to keep his house in order. But it looks like things are falling apart, Mr. Miwa, and maybe the center is no longer holding. Good evening, and welcome to the Situation Room.
Yeah, good evening, Okoyemi, and a good evening to our listeners. I think this is Nigeria for you. I think I see that you are very, very, today, I think you are excited that a lot is happening, I think, in the political scene. Truly. Lagos State, well, I think what's happening presently in Lagos State never happened since 1999. I think since this current dispensation, and what the events of now is telling you and I, even our listeners, is that politicians are the same everywhere. I think in Nigeria, and it speaks to our level of political development and our so-called leaders, how politically matured they are. Simply because I think your intro very, very fantastic when we are talking about how they withdrew. So who is that person anyway? And this is that gave such an order to withdraw the security guards of the speaker as it is now. This is Madam Miranda. And let me quickly pass the information to you. I think information reaching us that about 2 traditional rulers, as I'm speaking to you, of how
about that security details also withdrawn. Oba Elegushi is reported to be part of them.
Well, I think I just want to mention names now, right? But 2 already. So what I'm saying is that the issue is getting deeper, more than what we think. It's no more an issue of family affair. Simply, it's going to be fight to finish, because we don't know if we can talk of what's happening in National State Assembly at the extent of removing security details of the traditional rulers. So what was their offenses had not been made known. But the truth again is that whether we like it or not, there's a level where people play politics. You can play some politics behind the scene. We may not be interested in that one. But when it comes to official matter of the state, we have the judiciary, we have the executive, and we have the legislature. You know what? Even if your son is the speaker of the house, once it's on that seat, or members of the assembly, they cease at that moment to be your biological son again. Do you get my point? They are already performing state functions, which whatever anything they are doing today becomes history, and they are leading a president that maybe tomorrow maybe people will make references to. Now, these people, on their own wisdom, and we don't. I'm saying, don't let us talk of what happened behind the scene. You understand? On the floor of the house, majority of the members, 95%, signed and voted vote of no confidence
on the former speaker,
on Obasa, and he was removed, and another speaker was sworn in, and been enjoy all the paraphernalia of the office, been directing the affairs of the speaker since of that office for almost how many weeks now? No, Obasa had right to disagree with what they have done. He has gone to court, and the letter from the court has been read on the floor of the house. What everybody would have expected to happen is that let the court decide if it's what court can decide on. Though unfortunately we now beginning to have a country that is judiciary that choose our leaders or tell us how to rule ourselves, which is ought not to be so. But in a situation where we have 95% of the lawmakers saying this is our speaker, this is our position, you know what? You don't have to give a reason. Well, that's what people don't know about the state assembly. The Obasa was elected to represent Agege constituency too. Is that also? That was mandate he got from negotiations, and from the, not all negotiations, from the people of Agege. It was when he got there that his colleagues, his first among equal. He was never elected by negotiations to be speaker. No, but his colleagues surrendered their own rights to him that lead us. So that's why you are not talking of impeachment, you're talking of speaker. You're talking of removal. Because if it's impeachment, you ask what's the offense. You understand? And the panel must be constituted to investigate.
Just like you want to impeach a governor.
Yes, that's impeachment. But because there's a process for electing a governor. But in our constitution, you remove a speaker, you don't have to give any reason. No, that's the position of the constitution. Because he was never elected to be speaker. So your colleagues said, lead us. And then tomorrow they said, don't lead us. They don't have to give any reason anywhere in the world. The presidential system of government. And our constitution was also clear about it. They don't have to give any reason. And we have speakers being removed in other states without giving any reason. When Mingadele was the governor of Ogun State, the lady speaker was removed without any reason that we are tired of you. And that was their reason. Do you understand? And we cannot say because of a governor or because a godfather in the political system now say no, they cannot do it. You can weigh that influence not within the public space, not with what has been done. A child born, you can't abort his pregnancy again. Do you understand? You will have done use of influence. That is to have
prevent the removal in the first place.
But if you didn't do that one, do you understand? Maybe you are thinking of body language, the body odor should tell them what you meant. Do you understand? And they did not read that body language or did not smell that body odor. So they went ahead in their own anti-constitutional right to say no, this guy can no longer lead us. Now we begin to ask, who ordered the removal of the security of the speaker? Then who now reinstalled the same set of security
to the removed speaker?
To remove speaker. Do you understand? So you can see that what is happening goes beyond the floor of the house. So it's quite unfortunate. Let's say that it is. All of them had endorsement of President
Bola Tinubu
because it is a political house. So there's no pretension about that. And it seems maybe it's been overworked with Abuja assignment, no longer having time to supervise his own. Look at the point. It seems something like that. And if it has gotten to this level, we are not expecting. I think if somebody is exercising such a right on his behalf, that person must be apprehended and punished. And if he is the one or allegedly been doing that, then I think it's disappointing some Nigerians. That's not what Nigeria voted for. The president is known to be a Democrat, and we urge him to continue to be a Democrat we know him to be. When Ládọjà was wrongly, impeached, not impeached, removed
in Oyo State.
It was the President Bola Tinubu as a governor, do you understand, that instituted I think they sponsored a legal action against it. You know, Vice President said it openly. Do you understand? That they were the one, they sat down and somebody were asking that no, they were in PDP, we were in APC. But they said what the opposition did was not good for democracy. And it was from Lagos State they were able to establish, go to court, sue President Obasanjo and fought the matter until Nigeria was reinstated as governor. You understand? Then, can anybody now say what is happening now is democratic? You understand? It's not. So I think APC must be careful in Lagos State. I think whether we like it or not, we are talking of people here. And if you decide to take people for granted, then I think we're going to see. There was a time in this country that President Obasanjo, as a PDP, when we have people like Anthony Anene, David Mark, and co, right, they were telling you that PDP will govern the country for 60 years. Because it was PDP everywhere. All the members of National Assembly were dominantly PDP. All the governors, predominantly PDP. Just as you can't even go the councillors, the local government chairman. You understand? They had the structure from beginning to the end. So you never imagine that anything will happen. You understand? But before our very eyes, we saw how PDP crumbled. And I want to tell you, PDP was more solid than APC. PDP was more solid there than the current APC we have, because democracy, there was internal democracy in PDP there. You can see semblance of power struggle. You can see semblance of fair competition. It's not then that Baba Soikpe, Baba Wikpe. No. So you can see anybody, and that's what people didn't like seeing then. That once you are not endorsed by powers that be, you cannot be anything. So people knew that wherever you are, they will tell you it's turn by turn democracy. This is because of this guy is a son of so or Awata Babulawo Jiari, or those who are suffered with a so they have certain privileges, or their children or grandchildren. But some people thought that I don't know who's on this, right? And that's why some of them joined PDP. So that's why you saw a kind of fair contest in PDP. But with it, when the arrogance began, when they thought they could take people for granted, when they thought no matter what happened, they were going to win the election, they had everything. There was oil boom. There was money in the country, not now that the country is passing through austerity measure. Where even Nigerians are saying, no, you said you have come with renewed hope. You said you have come as a Messiah. Keep it at your pocket. Return not to
where you are coming from.
It's not smiling. That thing does not favor what they are doing. And that's why they must be extremely careful. Well, I think I'm not the politician. I was to come and analyze. And as for me, let's enjoy dividend of democracy where we have changes. So, and for me as a person, I think APC, you understand, has grown their usefulness in the state where they are going. As a Democrat now, right, and a political scientist, go and study the history of governance. This is after Second World War, both in Britain and America. The maximum you can get the party winning at stretch is 12 years.
12 years. So
you can call 4 years and one coming. That is the essence of democracy is change. But when a state is being governed for almost 24 years by a single party, who has come to check their books? Who has what they are telling us? As another party come to confirm them all those things. What are those things they ought not to do, they are doing? So it has become a family affair. You understand? So maybe this time around, something, maybe by providence, is leading them to what will liberate Lagosians. I would have loved, let's say, let's have a party for 8 years at maximum. Let another party also come for another 8 years or 4 years. By the time they begin to check their books, there will be accountability. and they will stop taking people for granted. But what is happening in Lagos is quite unfortunate. It's never expected. We thought Lagos has matured beyond all this. Even they have been divided from their governance advisory council down to the minutest or smallest person within the party about this matter. What's important about Obasa? What is important about him? Must he be Speaker of the state? I think will the state collapse without Obasa? Those are the questions we begin to ask ourselves. So I think when the news filtered, some of us could not be able to call our correspondents in the Lagos State Assembly. Is it true? Then the next question, we saw the video. They locked everywhere. No, it's not done. This is civilian coup.
Mr. Miwa, the Lagos State House of Assembly is on indefinite recess. 1. 2. This issue of removal or no removal is already being challenged in court.
Yes.
So, one would have expected that the status quo should remain until the court decides that, okay, your impeachment is invalid, true, go back, or your impeachment or removal is valid. How much of a bigger problem? Before we get into that, I have a soundbite.
Okay.
Some members of the Lagos House of Assembly, in their numbers, had a press conference, or they addressed, not the conference I saw, but they addressed the press just a few minutes ago. The message just got in on me right now, and I want to play it. I mean, some known faces. I'm seeing the honorable that moved for the impeachment or the removal of the speaker. That's Honorable Tubu is also here. I'm seeing Honorable Desmond Elliott. But let me play you that soundbite. When we come back, Mr. Adeyemi, I'm going to be asking you. They said that the leaf that is dancing on the water,
yes,
is there something beating the drum underneath? Because if the house is on recess, why did a removed speaker have to storm the House of Assembly when the house is on recess? Secondly, if you've taken a case to court, why did you have to act ahead of the judgment of the court? Meanwhile, one of the prayers of Obasa in court is accelerated hearing of the case. We'll take a quick break. I'll play you this soundbite and the program returns. It is the Situation Room live on Mainland 98.3 FM. Just stay with us.
For doing your duty, despite all the intimidation, for being here, to still see us. This is Lagos. And this is Lagos State House of Assembly. We are approached by our leaders that we should remain calm and take things easy until the approach. But we are shocked to see what is happening today. And we are still expecting them to come and tell us where we went wrong or what really went wrong. We won't take laws into our hands, just like I told the staffs that they should not take laws into their hands. But we all belong to different constituencies. And we have our mandates. And whatever has to happen, the leadership should speak with us and not discourage that we are seeing. We are not happy and we are already demystified. We are shocked to see what is happening, despite the fact that this is Lagos. This is the center of excellence. This is where everything starts and it stops. We've been law-abiding. We've not gone out of our way. We've not done anything against the state or against anybody. But we also want to be respected, to be given our dignity, to be shown that we were elected. So I'm appealing to the leadership of our party that we cannot continue this way. We are all here, you can see us. These are honorable members, few of us that are not here are here. So anything that happens, they've taken us to court. And it is for us to let the process follow its due course. But what we are seeing today is a charade. It's uncalled for. It's an embarrassment. Because for me to even enter the gate, I was stopped. I told my security operatives that I cannot enter the House of Assembly. It's an embarrassment. And this must stop. We've said it clearly. We are not against the leadership's decision. But they should call us and tell us to our face, and not us hearing rumors. We are not against the leadership's decision.
The president must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must rise to it. They are killing people in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north. We should shut down the National Assembly. Let's shut down. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes.
A new day, a new event. Old actors meet new ones, and a fresh twist adds up to the old subplot. Something unexpected blows up under the sun. But when the elephants fight, and the grass suffers and the ground shakes, we are always plugged in, watching it all unfold right here in the Situation Room. Here, we bring together the main actors to take their turns on pressing issues. Every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m.
Can't say there. The eyes have it.
Thank you very much and welcome back. I had to quickly play you that soundbite so that you would know what happened on the floor of the House, in the complex of the Lagos State House of Assembly today, because the House is on recess. So members did not exactly sit for the regular House activity. But from the tone of what we've seen, from the look of some of the things that have been said in that interview, it looks like there's a power somewhere that's wielding some magic stick. That was why before we went on that break, I was asking Mr. Miwademi that Yoruba would always say, Ewe to ń jó lórí omi, ìlú wà nísàlẹ̀ odò. Is this a case of the hands of Esau and the manifestation of Obasa coming to the floor of the House when the House is on recess, when the case in context is also in court? Is this a case of the hands of Esau and then the body language, not just the voice of Jacob? Mr. Adeyemi, can you tell me emphatically that the dynasty of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu politically in Lagos is still 100% together?
Well, I think we can say this is a trying moment. I think a defining moment for that political dynasty. So we may not rush into a hasty conclusion, simply because when things are happening like this, experience have taught us to be careful. You understand? I think in concluding on the matter until you get all sides to the issues, in the sense that, well, if you hear what those guys said, that nobody is talking to them, right? And if nobody is talking to them, who is taking that decision?
Who is this nobody?
You understand? One. Number two, when talking of nobody, I think there's a party chairman in the state, Cornelius Ojelabi, right? Is the chairman of the party. Has he spoken to the public on this? Anybody on the matter? And they have members, right? So these are people that are supposed to take in charge and give instructions and hold stakeholders meeting. Even if the matters therein is affecting members of the state assembly, how many of them? Who is talking to them? So nobody is talking to them, right? Who is telling them? As somebody told them, okay, go and reinstall Obasa, you understand, and convince them why he must be reinstated. You understand? With what they were saying, nothing like that. So is anybody against Miranda, right? And the reasons why the person was against Miranda, as no, we haven't had that one. So meaning that some people are playing, just using the lawmakers
as pawn
in this political game, and which is quite unfortunate. And they are being disrespected, right? They are being insulted, and because the idea today, history will come to them tomorrow to analyze the action that when you guys were in the state assembly, this is what happened. So because of pot of porridge, you could not stand up to protect that institution. So they are representing an institution of government. So whatever is happening there should not be seen as purely APC internal affairs. They could have done that in their party secretariat or behind the scene. But what we are seeing now is not good for democracy. And the one, can we blame President Tinubu for it? I want to say it's too early. Just to say that. But Mr. President cannot pretend
that he's not aware of everything that is going on.
Not aware of what is going on now. Two is that are we saying there's a commissioner of police, Lagos State, that withdrew security
from the speaker,
and those traditional rulers. They said, do you understand? Can we say there's a commissioner of police in Lagos, do you understand, that gave such heavy security to Obasa, do you understand, to go and storm the assembly? No, can we say that? Or is that from above? If it's is from above, who gave that instruction from above? These are the issues that have to be investigated. And that is why the president or a special advisor or people around him should come out clean and clear to absolve the Sir President of this matter if he is not an architect of this or not aware of it. If they didn't come clean today, to clean today, I think to state their own side of the matter, to absorb the president of to a child, or where the child comes out from the women, from their stand. So we cannot come to a period, but let them come out if they are not behind it. And that's our position on that. But if they are behind it, it's a wrong move. It's not speaking well, because whatever the president is happening to political dynasty of the president in Lagos State, he became president today because of the achievements in Lagos.
Sure.
And whenever he's talking anywhere, he will be talking about this, what I did in Lagos. And people are now using Lagos to campaign that way. See what continuity is doing in Lagos. See the peace in Lagos. So let our party continue. So to enjoy what Lagosians shall enjoy. But what's going on today? What are we really enjoying? Is that can we talk of real peace now? You understand? We might say, wait, if this has not affected governance, it is already affecting it. Simply because we know the genesis of the last crime was the way he insulted the sitting president, right? And we all know and have reported it that it was after that some lawmakers went to go and meet the governor, Sanwo-Olu, who told them how he had been assisting, what has been doing for them at the state assembly. Yes, and it was after that was removed. So nobody can come here to pretend that Sanwo-Olu was not in the know
of the removal of
Obasa. Do you understand? He was in the know. Do you understand? So, but if truly Sanwo-Olu was in the know, and the president, well, we heard from a grapevine that before the president traveled, I think he went to France.
Before he went for the AU meeting,
that he had called the governor that he should ensure that Obasa was restricted. You understand that he gave him that instruction, but I'm sure the man knows how to do it, because these guys have known the truth about everything at Obasa. There were a lot of allegations against him that have not been tried by either ICPC or EFCC. And then when you know some of the allegations that some funds he said had not been released to the assembly, that truly those funds had been released to them, but which Obasa had not disclosed to them. That's why when they removed Obasa, they removed the speaker. No, they removed the clerk immediately. So for them to have access to the books and everything that transpired. So if truly those allegations that the money meant for them didn't get to them, and they want them to see smile with Obasa, it will happen, because Obasa didn't sponsor the election. They sponsored the election. The amount he was taking as security votes were true. Do you understand? As we have been made to know. So if those allegations were true, it will be difficult for Obasa to preside over these people. There's a bad blood between and among them. They can't trust him again. So there's no way somebody will have convinced me that you are cheating me,
and then I'll bring you back and I'll trust you.
And I will trust you again to certain amount of money. Right? So we don't know. But it seems, I think it may be the president is not getting the full report, the truth
picture of things
of what is happening within this. Because I'm telling you, whether we like it or not, carrying burden of the country is not an easy task. Even carrying burden of the state is not an easy task. I've had the opportunity of meeting many governors, many presidents. I think it's like an unwritten rule for most of them. They go to bed by 3 a.m. By 3 a.m. So if you work from morning, you understand, till 3 a.m. and by 8 o'clock
you are up already.
7:30 up, you are up again. I think one more time the other. So I'm talking of the state governor. Now imagine the president that will deal with all his ministers, that will deal with diplomats, that will deal with foreign countries. That, you know, I think there's no way Trump will want to speak to Tinubu. Tinubu will say, I'm sleeping.
You wake up. You pick the call. You dress well, even if it's an audio call.
I'm telling you. So there's no way that you forget it. Apart from the climate, the weather, the day not the same. When you are morning here, they have to know evening there. So if Trump does away before I want to get something about Africa, and let me talk to the president of the most populous man in Africa, because it's not everything before they put things on red and black. There had been conversations, there had been discussions. So they relate themselves also as brothers. So there's no way UK Prime Minister carrying the burden of Nigeria is an heavy tax on the president. And it may be because he may not have time to look into the local issues of his family, political family. Maybe some people are taking advantage of that one. I think it should be investigated. Because I'm telling you, if you're in position of leadership, a lot of things are happening. See about Abini's book. Do you understand? It was like something happened. Do you understand? That he didn't know. But he will take responsibility. So that's why if he's not careful, some things will be happening in Lagos State here that the president may not know. And people will be saying, Baba Sokwe, I guess Baba said we should do this. And whereas
maybe Baba is not even aware.
Not aware.
Maybe Baba is not even aware.
But Baba now has to have his ears on the ground. You understand? To be involved.
Mr. Mᴜɪᴡ, sorry to cut you. There's another audio. That's the interview of Honorable Obasa earlier today when he stormed the House of Assembly. And in that video, he says that he was never removed or impeached as Speaker. But you also took the case to court. So if you say you were not removed as Speaker, what removal are you challenging in court? Now, there was a publication in one of the national newspapers that was yesterday, and the lawyer to the removed Speaker says the legal team has said that there's no plan to withdraw the suit filed in challenging the removal of the Speaker. The lead counsel, Chief Afolabi SCN, spoke on Tuesday, and he said he was prepared for the court hearing fixed on February 28th, and February 28th is tomorrow. Now, he said that for the court hearing at fixed, that notwithstanding the moves to resolve the assembly crisis politically. Now, I would leave the issue of Obasa, but before that, let me give you this last stretch. Is this a case that can be solved politically, or you think the law should take its course, Mr. Adeyemi? And if it's a political case, where do you think the pendulum of compromise will have to swing?
You know, the truth again is that it's not a legal matter. If you think it's a legal matter, you are disturbing yourself, because by the time you go to the assembly now, we have let's say the High Court will give his ruling, somebody will appeal. Then somebody will say go to Supreme Court, and it can be the end of their tenure. Do you understand? And you can see the implication on that on governance of Lagos State. But it's the political, because all of them belong to the same political family. We all know that one. It's the same pen that endorsed their candidature also endorsed Sanwo-Olu to be president. It's the same pen of one important person. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if it's that same pen has solution to this matter, I want to strongly believe that Mr. President is aware of the true picture of what is happening now, and he sent the chairman of the party or GAC chairman, Olushesi of I've forgotten the real name, you understand, and call that caucus meeting of the State Assembly, the party leaders, as this instruction for Mr. President. Some of them will think twice to fight that instruction. I'm telling you the truth. Once he can confirm, or the man himself, you understand, pick a phone call, put on speakerphone and say, I don't want this matter, so go and resolve, and give them instruction. Because they are all his political children. I'm telling you that, even not only children, grandchildren. Do you understand? I'm telling you the truth. So, but if he's not speaking to them, and nobody is speaking to them, then you allow for crisis to fester. That's the problem. So let Mr. President himself speak to them, unless at least there's fire on the mountain.
And I hope the fire on the mountain will not consume even the people that are not supposed to be consumed. We know the beginning of running battle. The ending. The ending we don't know, and if the crisis started in Lagos, well, we don't know what will be the hope or chances of people talking about 2027. Interesting conversation. I'm sure that before the end of today there will be more development. It looks like everything is an unfolding event. Yes, it looks like everything that is taking months to happen in other states, it happens in Lagos by the minute. It's the center of excellence. It's the center of excellence. The member that spoke, in the soundbite we played, I talked about the fact that everything starts and ends in Lagos. That's because Lagos is supposed to be the peaceful and maybe the model of all of these things. But we keep our fingers crossed. Mr. Muwademi, the northern political elite. So before we go, what's happening in Lagos now? Just reminding us, I did the new politics. I saw the video somewhere this morning because there's a trend on the Yoruba Day on X, one of the social media platforms, and people have been tweeting in Yoruba language all through the day. So somebody brought that video where he said that he's entitled to 25% of the security votes that comes into the state. And I'm like, hold up. It wasn't like he said he's entitled to that. He knows the security vote that comes into the state and is entitled to 25%. Yes. And I'm like, he said we are the security. He said I want the security, and I'm like, okay, interesting. I can't forget the video of the unfortunate incident that happened the day Aladoja was impeached. There were shootings in the hallowed chamber of the Oyo State House of Assembly. It wasn't good to see. But then let's see how Lagos State would handle its own situation. The question a lot of people are asking is this: if Obasa went to challenge the legitimacy of his removal in court, why is he also coming to the house today when the matter is supposed to come up tomorrow? It's not smart. It's not smart. Do you understand? You come today and feign ignorance of being removed. Do you understand? You were in court. Do you understand? Challenging your removal, and we are today saying you were never removed. So why are you in court? So it's not smart. It's not smart. Okay. We're due for a break by 5, but then let's introduce the next conversation. Mr. Muwademi. The last 4 months I've seen some consistent level of rising in let me put it this way, in different political tones to what the APC would probably be expecting from the North. The northern elite seems to be staging a regrouping or perhaps a gang up against the second-term re-election bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. On Monday, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, the former FCT minister and immediate past governor of Kaduna State, gave an interview on national TV. And I can't remember, Mr. Adeyemi, I was in the office because I knew I may not have been at home, and I didn't want to miss that interview. I watched that interview, Mr. Muwa. I was pressed, and I couldn't stand up from where I was sitting because I didn't want to miss any single part of that interview, and it was worth that 1 hour. He talked about, the fact that the presidency removed him from minister and not National Assembly. He talked about a lot of things, and after then, there's been words of coalition, collaboration, regrouping, and all of that. if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu chooses to run for a second term, Malam Nasir El-Rufai said, go to the north today and raise up your hand that anybody should vote for Tinubu, that nobody will vote for me. He had also come out to say that he's going to sponsor a southern candidate against the election bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu if certain conditions are not met. One of those conditions is that there should be a caucus meeting. There was a caucus meeting on Tuesday. Malam Nasir El-Rufai did not attend. There was a NEC meeting yesterday. He also did not attend. Do you think the second term ambition of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is at risk at this point, Mr. DM, if he chooses to run?
Well, I think when we were talking the other time, some people thought it was going to be a walkover, and I said, well, they were joking. Even there was another, I think, speaking to some colleagues, I think another forum, yes, and some people thought, because you see a lot of people decamping to APC, so that Tinubu will have it, I think, easy in 2027. And from experience, we knew it will never be easy. But the president, if he's interested in 2027, must be extremely careful. There are a lot of banana peels, and from day one, before he was sworn in, the agenda for him not to have a second term has started. He should know that one. And whoever that were in charge of his strategic planning for 2027 should take cognizance that the game is certainly going to change. What I will do is not going to be the issue in 2027. It's going to be what I have done. And 2027 will be a referendum on his actions and inaction. Then, El-Rufai, to many people, is going to really, it's going to give you a lot of challenges. No doubt about that. Simply because he immediately Tinubu won that election. And unknown to many people, when El-Rufai and co were supporting Tinubu, they thought he would pick his vice president candidate from the northwest. There's not nobody could imagine that northwest could be shut out of the presidency completely, as we are talking now, right? Now they thought it was going to be from. He didn't do that, and they saw his body language that he was not really going to place northwest, give them the kind of undue advantages they have been having ever since. So, but they had no choice. Now, that's why when he was to be sworn in, during the ministerial briefing screening, Tinubu wanted, it's true, Tinubu begged him to contest, to serve his government because of the way they work together, especially on APC. I think reports on restructuring, which
El-Rufai was the chairman of the committee,
and Tinubu played a lot of role in it. So Tinubu wanted him. He wanted him. He begged him. Don't know about that. But during the screening, what did they tell people is that he was caught on tape, allegedly caught on tape, that saying to some people that just wanted to be in that cabinet for 2 years because there's no way we will allow Tinubu to go for the second term. And that's why we were told, we heard that the tape were presented even to Tinubu, who said no, he doesn't care. You understand? But the caucus of the person, no, if somebody had this mind and you want to put him in your cabinet, if he achieved truly in that power sector, he will say, I was there to help you for 2 years, you could see what I have done to buttress his agenda. And if he did not achieve anything, then he will say, well, I saw them in and out, they didn't know what accent to do, because he said 2 years, he only served for 2 years to pursue his agenda. And what's the agenda? Making the minister, he was going around from one community or the other, you understand, to spread his campaign. As I'm talking to you, like 6 governors were being said, you understand, and the number of National Assembly, about 15 or whatever from Senate, and the leader about something from House of Rep, you understand, from the north, were said to have been conscripted into his agenda. Now, his agenda, including or involving Atiku, we cannot establish that one now. But Atiku can only be relevant in that game plan if he should come out today and denounce that ambition. Nobody wants to touch him. So what I'm saying is that the North, they have enough materials or political issues to campaign against Tinubu. His nomination, whether we like it or not, they were skilled. Nobody can. Let's be realistic with ourselves. Where you can say, well, Buhari did it. You understand? So if Buhari did it, must we also do it? If you have to look at the number of political appointments, let's write them out. You understand? Even not only from Southwest, Lagos is taking a big chunk. We know that one. You understand? So what we are saying is that they will use that to campaign against him. True. Then there are other issues that unknown to them when they've started talking about the number of years the South has spent since 1999. By 2017, sorry, by 2027, without that election, South will have spent 80 years above the North. So by 2031,
they have spent 12 years
above the North. So even if you now brought North in 2031, it was alleged the battle of having interest. You understand? South will still having that 4 years,
ahead of them.
That the Yaradua issue, Jonathan Kemi. You understand? And he was saying that what would have been the best to balance it up was stop Tinubu now, right? So if we're able to stop Tinubu now, and you add another person for 8 years, we will balance. And whether we like it or not, the message will resonate. Because if you have the largest number of voters in all the regions,
and you push that kind of agenda,
we are the one deciding. We are the kingmakers. You understand? So the South cannot continue to have number of years higher
than us.
Mr.
Mirabeemi, let me read your thoughts. I just got prompted now that we are due for break about 3 minutes ago, which is need to pay some bills, because the loads of messages that are coming in are the calls. I know a lot of people want to sink their teeth into this one, but whatever we can't finish today, we'll certainly carry it over to tomorrow. But let's quickly pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Chai, my head oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? My village people don't come again oh. This one with your body hot so. You don't Luta na better medicine. We dey knock down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Thank you Oga Luta. I don't can't pay.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid.
Malaria's in big trouble.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 Betano members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Emeka, Yemi, Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Oga, this your engine don't kaput. After you make me spend money repairing and repairing, see what you are now saying. Oga, don't be my fault now. I sabi work. Now your engine no good. Hello, my engine.
Do you know that one way to get your engine working efficiently is by buying good quality petrol? That is why Dangote Refinery has refined its petrol to straight run clean petrol, which is quality petrol you can trust for all your engines. It's time to care about your engine. Buy high quality Dangote petrol.
And now,
all the way from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today, we play the best music. Guaranteed. We are the best radio station.
The president must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must rise to it. They are killing people in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north. We should shut down the National Assembly. Let's shut down. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes.
a new day, a new event. Old actors meet new ones, and a fresh twist adds up to the old subplot. Something unexpected blows up under the sun. But when the elephants fight, and the grass suffers and the ground shakes, we are always plugged in, watching it all unfold right here in the Situation Room. Here, we bring together the main actors to take their turns on pressing issues, dissecting events as they unfold across every sector of human concerns. Stay tuned to the Situation Room with Tᴜɪ̀ᴜᴜ every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. The Situation Room. We are always watching.
That's why I can say there, the eyes have it.
Thank you very much and welcome back to the program. I mean, sometimes, even not for censorship and the professionalism expected, there are a lot of things that, around the table that we can't even bring on the mic. But of course, I will have to get the conversation good. Don't forget that by 5:30, we'll have the Mainland FM Sunset News, and by 6 o'clock, we'll also come back to take you through the world of sport. It's Thursday, and it's 13 points ahead of Arsenal for Liverpool. Is this done and dusted for the English Premier League title? We'll talk about all of that on the show today, but you will have to wait till 6 o'clock. Mr. Mᴜɪ̀ᴜ is here, the chief political editor of Ghana newspaper, and from the messages I'm seeing already, it looks like we're having a good time on radio today. But Mr. Mᴜɪ̀ᴜ, let's close up the issue of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In your introductory part before we went on that break, you've talked about the fact that whether we like it or not, the Northerns have the numbers. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the Northwest, the Northeast, the North Central together, if you look at how the vote eventually played out in 2023, you'd understand that truly the Northerners have the numbers. But what the president is saying is that we are on the right track. The cloud is getting blue. The gloom days are over. We are making progress. Food prices is coming down. Inflation is coming down. And if you say 2027 is going to be a referendum for what the president have done between 2023 and 2026 or 2027 when the election would come up, do you think the president has got anything to worry about?
You know what? Sorry, I want you to clear what I'm talking of enough, right? Is not people will be making a mistake of thinking of monolithic north. There was no longer monolithic north, right? So I'm only talking of the northwest. We are talking of north central and northeast. It's another ballgame entirely, right? But I'm talking of the northwest. You understand that have the votes and they have the powers that be. They are the ones that have been deciding political direction of this country since independence. I'm talking of northwest. So, but go to your question now. That maybe if there's something for the president to worry about, there's enough to be worried about, but it depends on how he plays game. First and foremost, the constitutional party, I think it said they should be having the neck beating at least quarterly. That is 4 times a year. Since he assumed office, there hadn't been any. Remember Sɪᴛᴜᴛᴜᴏ. That's why he resigned
from the APC.
From the APC. That why are you saying you are running a ruling party? That there was no input of the party. There was no caucus meeting, no NEC meeting, not the board of trustees. There were no meeting where the president come to give reports, and they also as a party, because nobody is supposed to be implementing the policy of the party. Remember, in the Second Republic, when we have a real party, how it should be run in NPN, Shagari will sit down and the chief emeritus, Chief Aධɪɪryɪ, and the chairman of the party will be at the center, and they'll be asking Shagari why this, why not this, why this, why not that. Because they are people in the grassroots. They are not living in Nassau Rock, for God's sake. So the parties supposed to have met quarterly, did not meet for 18 months. I think I don't know how anybody could defend that one, right? And he has to change that one, unless something else entirely. I think it's like you are making, you are preparing ground for unnecessary crisis, because the party members can legitimately claim that we're not being carried along
because you've not had the regular
meeting. So a whole 4 meetings, do you understand? Even if you won't be around some, I think you delegate functions. You know what you want to discuss. You give them what you cannot discuss, but you can discuss. And I think let them feel to belong. 1, and be careful in that one. 2 is that I think he's not in. His handlers of issues, his people speaking on his behalf, his ministers must be careful in handling the northern agenda. You know, at times, it's not all issues you respond to. Some people will make some utterances. If you didn't join issue with them, it will become an issue. But immediately, you are now replying.
It escalates.
It escalates. So the wallahs of this world, the diaries of this world, the Bayonanuga of this world, you understand? They should know what to. We are not talking about teasing. We are not talking about teasing here, right?
We're talking about real politics.
Real politics. It's not all issues
that you respond
to. 1. Secondly, is that whether you like it or not, the Northwest are not comfortable that you did not pick a vice president for them, and then some of the policies they see you doing now, they saw you trying to implement Aᴜᴜᴜ agenda. They saw you trying to implement what the South had been saying since the annulment of June 12. So that's what they see you implementing, and some of them didn't want it. Whether we like it, we are running a country of two contradictions. I've told you. Do you understand that? I think our civilizations are not the same. Our agenda are not the same, but they begin to see you to be running some of those issues of restructuring, and I'm afraid some of the policies that are not, some of the bills we have in the National Assembly, that they will see were tuned towards restructuring. The way politics is going now, they begin to view those bills with political lens. And once they are viewing those policy bills with political lens, it becomes political. And when they become political, your guess is as good as mine. So what I'm saying is that he must be extremely careful. Yes, he has done very well for the North to have established the Ministry of Livestock. Nobody imagined that somebody would just come and do that. And I think that business where we can raise many entrepreneurs, many cattle rearers, and they're giving us better one than the bony one they are using to trek from Sokoto to Lagos. So understand, it's good for them. He also uses that one to campaign. Do you understand? But no, and I believe that it's not going to be a walkover. It's not going to be. Lagos is supposed to give 100%. But what's going to happen in Lagos State now?
You
can't be sure.
He even lost in 2023.
Osun State, yes, they're supposed to have a lot of votes there in Osun State. With what is going on in Osun State presently, do you understand? Let's see what's going to be the outcome. We saw Osun last week, so before we knew how to resolve it, Lagos
started
today. Started again. So, and who knows which state will tomorrow? But he's supposed to use his own as a model for them. That if Tinubu political dynasty is at peace, I think it will be focused to fight other bigger ones. But if you have a problem in Lagos now, you are having in Osun, I think I'm not sure that is good for him to confront the behemoth of the northern hegemony that may not want him to continue the way it's going, especially with the structuring of the country. They didn't want it. Ordinarily, anybody was let's support him. They start to see how those things will go through if truly it meant well. But if we now begin to view everything within the political lens, that is this man serious, it's another thing entirely for him. So, but by and large, 2027 is still far, but there's going to be a lot of, I think, political games, shenanigans, maybe a lot of permutation, alignment, lobby, you understand, which will make it interesting. That in the next 1 year, we now begin to know. And by and large, it's going to be a phenomenal performance. Good for him. If all the reforms are now bringing
to show results.
Good for him. But if for any reasons they're not giving results as expected, that means he will not contest against only opposition.
He will contest against
hungry Nigerians and angry Nigerians.
Okay, the Northwest states are 7 in numbers.
Yes.
That is Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara.
Yeah, the one that's all the votes.
In case you don't understand, let me break it down for you. In 2015, when former President Goodluck Jonathan was leading with votes from Enugu, Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Rivers, and other places, a lot of political observers in Nigeria knows that you cannot go to sleep with the same victory you are having. By the time the vote came from Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, and Kebbi, Jonathan had to make the call. It was and I understand when people say, "Oh, he did this, he did that," and I understand also because I was on the field 100% for that.
You know, these people come out; they used to come out and vote
in numbers.
But here in the South, some people tell you that religion will not allow them to vote, but they complain about the price of rice. Here in the South, some people will sit down watching television, even though they kill them in Lagos.
On election day, they play football tryouts.
Let there be light.
They will not step out.
So they just be watching DSTV and putting their phone. They are asking, what is happening in your area over there? But a typical person from the Northwest
will stay from morning to night
and ensure a cast his vote.
Mr. Adeyemi, build up to the 2015 election, I was in Jos. No, I was in Kaduna. I was coming into Jos, and former President Muhammadu Buhari came into Plateau State to campaign. And 2015, that was the height of insurgency where there were bombings everywhere. As late as 8 p.m., people were still leaving Plateau to Kaduna, to Bauchi, to Gombe, to Nasarawa. People that came in from those states, and I told myself, if we think we play politics of numbers Southwest here, you don't have an idea what goes on up north. When Jonathan was leading those votes in 2015, I told some of the friends that were monitoring the situation room in the NUJ office, I said, hang on, I've been to Borno State before, I've been to Kebbi and Sokoto, and I know how people pull numbers in those places. By the time Kebbi, Katsina, Sokoto, and Kano came in, Jonathan made the call. Because you know that Zamfara and Jigawa was still coming, Kaduna was still coming, and you see what is at stake for you. I think, anyways, Mr. Adeyemi, let's speak calls. The phone lines have been buzzing. Maybe I should release you. I promised I was going to have you for 1 hour, and we've done almost 90 minutes already. So let me excuse you, and thank you so much for always finding time to be with us on the show today. Let's quickly pick the calls. Very briefly, 1 minute, Pastor. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Aᴌᴜᴜ.
You're welcome, Pastor Ambrose.
Thank you. You see, whatever is happening in Lagos State is not my concern because they are all politicians. But nobody should tell me that the prices of food are going down because I know how much a paint bucket of beans was. I know how much a liter of fuel was. I know how much a car of 2 million then that is selling now for 10 million. So, because this is the narrative now, things are going down. For God's sake, from 185 naira to 1,000 plus for fuel, I don't agree with that. Things are not going down. The dollar has not gone down. As far as I'm concerned, that's my own concern. No, whatever they are doing, they should just make sure they bring this thing down. I'm agree one should take place. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Andrew. 0913-600-0410. Let me just quickly drop this. In case I can't pick all of the messages, I can't read all of the messages today. I promise you tomorrow, which is Friday, it's open mic. We'll certainly pick all of the messages I can't read today. I greet you. Reformer, good to have you on the show.
Like the pastor said, the leader that will bring price down, they are not here alive. Do you know what happened? The same IBD was able to write a book about the late MTO and all the people that are involved that the dream said they not see the light of the day. When God will give us a leader for our dream, this same wicked leader also, they are still coming back also to write their own story. I could have did better. This is Oᴘᴇíᴇᴍ. We will be alive then. Thank God that we are alive. I think 괜ᴜᴜ who to defend it? You don't know. So those people are ruling us. Because of the camera to be para, they are putting it in order. In their lifetime, our David will arrive. And we will smile.
Mama, thank you very much. Let me quickly read messages on Facebook. John Bernardo says, I'm happy you finally okay. Thank you very much. On the issue of the Lagos House of Assembly, this is a result of elected members that cannot act on their own based on the constitution because they are product of Baba Sokwe politics. On the issue of the Northerners coming together, the president should be careful because nothing like Mr. Strategy. Now he would know that Lagos politics is not Nigerian politics. Okay, thank you very much. Engineer Prince Issa Mustafa says, what is happening in Lagos is nothing but show of force. Obasa can definitely not be doing this alone, except those who are in Lagos are behind him. Okay. Atondaka Samuel says, what a bitter and shameful action against peaceful and welfare of the people of Lagos. Abiyoye Nicholas Ololade says, let the drama begin. I'm in support of you on that one. Benjamin says, your guest has spoken marvelously well. What is playing out in Lagos State now is what you see when individuals are stronger than institutions. It is a shame. Again, Lagosians are watching closely, and I hope it ends well. That's Benjamin from Shogmile. Reverend Solomon Jason Somi says, I would personally appeal to everyone involved in this matter of Lagos House of Assembly to give peace a chance for the general interest of Lagos State and those of us that are living in Lagos. Ralph War AGK says, our politicians, Mr. President, and the governors are not sleeping, not for the benefiting of those they are governing, but for their selfish interest. The Lagos House of Assembly issue started the moment we heard the rumor of Tinubu preparing his son to become the next governor of the state. Let's watch the drama as it unfolds. Peace brings progress. Lagos needs peace. Thank you very much. You need Destiny says, have you seen the letter written to Mr. President by the former governor of Sokoto State, Ataheru Bafarawa? I wish you read it through and through. I did. I read it this afternoon. I was married to her, says, please, I want to know where I can buy cheap things because in my area are not. Please, if you know where these things are being sold, let us know about it. Okay. Atona Samuel says, Oba Sa in capital letter. Okay. Patrick Robert says, Obasa have been shown that he has shown that he has a godfather. Okay, those are your messages on Facebook. This one says, whatever happens in Lagos going forward, the political dynasty of Lagos has changed. This cannot be issue of political solution. Somebody would have to go. Either the governor resigns or the speaker resigns, and you know your guess is as good as mine. The speaker will have to go because the speaker and the governor cannot come from the same senatorial district. Lagos says it's large. Let everybody be carried along. Okay. Thank you very much. Let me quickly squeeze in your call. Okay, I got it a bit late. This one is Akpago Adiyan says, why do you people in the media overrate and mislead the favorite politicians? We are now in 2027 and not in 2015 or 2023. Okay, and that's what you think. Thank you very much. This one says, there's nothing happy about the criminal charges against the defendant that have been dropped by the plaintiff. Let me tell you that the Southwest are at it again, insulting the sensibility of other Nigerians. If you shout corruption to the hearing of all of them, it will be published in the dailies and jingles. Can you or your influential brother's intervention cancel it all of a sudden? Currently, Obasa has said his impeachment is incorrect and there's no corruption that hadn't gone to contest to take over the speakership. The other assembly members are shouting corruption. Have they gone to persecute it? Okay, thank you very much. This one says, I can tell you for free, Oᴜᴇɪ movement is gradually sinking its roots into Lagos politics and with the view of uprooting the Tinubu dynasty. Okay, could I be wrong? But just watch out. The truth is, the real Lagosians seems to have woken up from their slumber. The game has just begun. Let us play it out. Jonathan from Magboro City. Thank you very much, Jonathan. This one says, when I would like it. Okay, I took this message on Facebook already. Let me talk to Prince Wise. 30 seconds.
Hello,
Prince Wise.
Yes,
let's do this real quick.
Okay, I will go and preach. You see, why Obasanjo that went to court, Obasanjo that went to court, I not go to the state assembly? What is he going to do? What can he wait for court judgment? This man, he has to backing some houses. But at the end of the day, there will be no violence at all. Because that woman will be ready to step down. But for me, Obasanjo will be a gunner. That's my own thinking. Thank
you very much, Prince Wise. We're pressed for time. Next up is the Sunset News by 5:30, and by 6 o'clock I would also come back. Now let's get it straight. Tomorrow is going to be 4 p.m. and I promise you that we're not going to have a guest. Well, you never can tell what could happen, but even if we would have a guest, it's just going to be a live 30-minute conversation tomorrow. I know we've had a lot to talk about this week. We started the week on Monday with ᴜᴜᴜᴜ joining us, and then it literally just opened the entire week up. So we have so much to allow you to talk about tomorrow on the show. My name is Oᴜᴜᴜ Akínyẹ̀dé, and the show you just listened to is Situation Room on Mainland 98.3 FM. Join us tomorrow, same station, Mainland FM, same time, 4 p.m. And I will also be here, God willing. But stick around for the Sunset News by 5:30 and the Sports Cruise return.